How's it going, my people? Today is January 23rd, 2025. Let's get this thing started. It's the Fan from the Stands podcast. So, people, we're going to do things a little different tonight, try to break up the monotony, try to figure out what works a little better. So, we're going to break it up into segments. Things you can look for tonight is the soccer scores that happened from previous nights. Lufkin took on Tyler, both the boys and girls in Tyler in basketball. And then the coaches talk with Coach Bays and Dalen Dalo Newman. In the first second, Lufkin girls took on White House on Monday night due to weather, but unfortunately lost 3-1. Boys soccer as well took on White House and unfortunately tied to White House 2-2 on Monday as well due to weather. Lufkin girls basketball took on Tyler High on last night, 71-22. Unfortunately, fall to Tyler High. Varsity scores. Players that scored on the night was Mallory Penner put up 5 points, Ananda Taylor with 5 points, and Alicia Smallwood with 4. So kind of looking at what happened last night, I'm going to tell y'all people, Tyler High is a good basketball team. If you didn't know, of course, there's a reason why they're ranked number 15 in the state in TABC rankings. They're 26-5. It's hard to defend them. It's hard to score on them. They do a lot of things right. They've got size, athleticism. They can move the ball. They can shoot. There's one girl, particularly for Tyler High, her mid range was about as smooth as butter. And they're just a tough team. They're a tough team to beat. I hate to challenge them, whoever they play in the playoffs. It's going to be a tough out, like I said. And I thought the girls battled. Again, I keep reiterating this team has overcome a lot of adversity this year. They've had a lot of injuries. They're young, and that's one thing that excites me, especially as a fan next year. They've got a lot of talent coming back. The Smallwood sisters, Kayla Rogers, who you didn't know, she's a sophomore. She's playing on JV due to being a transfer, so she can't play till next year. But there's a lot of look forward to next year in terms of Lufkin varsity girls basketball. It's really exciting. But the season, again, is not over yet. If Lufkin can win out, which is very possible, and they get some help, Mount Pleasant loses a game or two, we could still possibly sneak in there into fourth place. Let's look at Lufkin Panther boys basketball. Lufkin a winner last night in a thriller, 76-62. Players that stood out was Austin Brown. Get this, 38 points. And then B.J. Thomas again pours it on from the outside, 13 points. And Bryson Skinner, man, what can you? I mean, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I can't tell it enough. As a fan, it's not so much that he scores every night, but he put up 8. But it's the fact that he's just tenacious on defense. It really helps us get out on transition. It's just a special kid. I don't know what else to say. Other players and contributors were Javarius White with 4 points, Marcella Sparks with 5 points, and Kevo Moore with 3, and Jacavian Sanders with 5 points. Before we talk a little bit more about the Lufkin basketball game and the next segment, let's look at our next sponsor, John's Tools and More. Whatever you need, hopefully we can help. All right, I'm here with assistant coach Brian Bays and point guard Dalen Newman. First off, I want to thank y'all for coming on the podcast. Appreciate all y'all do for Lufkin basketball. Appreciate y'all taking your time out of the day to answer some questions. So, first one, Coach, Kind of tell us about a little bit last night. What was your kind of thoughts? It was an up and down game, and just what did you take away from last night against Tyler?
No, Chris, we started off slow. It was a little sluggish early on, uh, especially on the defensive side. We showed some struggles that we typically don't show, but the biggest thing I took away from last night was how well the kids showed up and just fought through some adversity, especially since the kind of craziness week that we had coming off of big time win against NAC Friday night, and then we didn't get to see the kids until uh, Tuesday, excuse me, Monday, on MLK Day. We had them for a couple hours there, and then no school on Tuesday, and Wednesday we had school and got on the bus and headed north. Fought through our struggles early and then really poured it on them in the second half. And I couldn't be more proud of those guys from just fighting tooth and nail and showing their leadership and just their experience that these guys have.
Yes, sir. And I think that's the thing. On the way home, I had a buddy go with me. Is just talk about how many games this team has played, how many games they've played, and the style of play. It doesn't matter what teams have played, up and down tempo, slow team tempo. We find a way to win, and that's all credit to y'all as a coach and the team and the adjustments y'all make. Next question is Dalen. Being the point guard this year, it's your job to control the tempo and to make sure everything's going smoothly. How do you make sure that happens every night, and what do you do to make sure that's successful?
So like being point guard is like being the quarterback on the basketball court. And the way that I keep myself like keep the tempo, like control of the tempo, and make sure the game going good and the flow of the game going straight is I try to keep my composure and make sure everybody like around me know what they're doing and make sure they not like doing like anything like trying to rush anything. Just staying like everybody staying flat on their toes. Just all like playing together as a unit.
Right. And I'll be honest with you, Dalen. I've noticed that a lot this year. As you're a leader, when things, when we have a bad moment, we go through spurts. You're level headed, and that's a true sign of a point guard. So it's from a fan perspective, it's really impressive. Uh, Coach, personally, what is your favorite part of this season? Is it practice? Is it watching film, or is it games? And maybe tell us why you like it so much, and why is it your favorite?
You know, the old saying goes is coaches love practice and players love the games, and which is pretty much true. But my favorite part is, I mean, it's obviously getting the wins and stuff, but I like when we get outside of Lufkin and we're in tournaments or playoff games or whatever it may be, and it's just us and the kids, and we get to kind of get away from everything, maybe cut up a little bit, go out to eat. These guys like their chicken wings, so we go to Wing Stop or whatever, and it's just like kind of kicking back and relaxing with the guys, and it's just the team, the coaches, and that's what I love about this, especially this group.
Yes, sir. Dalen, compared to last year, at least personally, and I'm sure Coach sees the same thing. You've made a lot of changes and you've adjusted things. Did you do anything differently to what has changed this year and preparing and compared to the past, or is it just consistency?
I would say that it is like it got a big part in consistency, but like I really like took a big role of being like the leader of the team because last year I was the point guard still, but I really didn't have like the leadership that I wanted to, and I tried to like upgrade that attribute of myself. And I just want to like say that this year like our team like has more experience, so like that played a big factor in like how like we're being more successful this year. And it's just like leading us in the right path, adding new people, new pieces, like the 2027s and Bryson, like just helping us out with like everything. Everybody could play valuable minutes for the team.
Yes, sir. Well, personally, yeah, I think that's a big part of what leadership is, having that consistency, that same mindset every night. Hey, I'm going to come play the same way no matter what, and that's a big part of who you are. Yes, sir. And then, coach, you know, we play teams twice each season, or in the district. Is it harder? to play them a second time, or is it a little easier in terms of like adjusting now that you've kind of gotten their tendencies, or do you make any adjustments based on the previous game, or what does that what does that look like?
Yeah, it's definitely more difficult for us. Seeing a team twice, especially in these teams that we're playing coming up. They learn our tendencies. They get filmed just like we do, and there's really good coaches in this district, and they do a great job of coaching up their kids and letting them know what we're trying to do. So yeah, it's definitely more difficult for us, but it helps a whole lot when we have as many returning players as we've had. Um, and yeah, we do make adjustments. It's more tweaks. We don't want to change completely. We're always trying to zig when they zag, keep them off balance. But we don't want to change too much because we're pretty good at what we do.
Yes, sir. And I think we talked a little about this earlier, Coach. Is what makes this team so special is any given night somebody can step up and make big plays, and
Mhm.
I think that's the thing that's hard to adjust to us is one night Brown might put up like he did last night 38
Mhm.
points, and then the next game somebody like BJ puts another 15, 20 points. So you've got to adjust, and so that's what makes us, like you said, it's so hard to adjust against us. So yes, sir. And then Dalen, what are your goals for this season, maybe as a team, and then you as individually and personally for you?
My personal goals is like to continue like to be a vocal leader for the team, like on and off the court, making sure everybody like locked in on everything, like not just with the success that we have and just keeping our heads straight, making sure we're ready for the next game. And like as a team, I hope that we could make it to pretty far in playoffs, like far as in state. And like last night, I was like watching from the bench, and like I was looking at the team. I was like, "Dang man, we pretty good." Like I was like, we probably can make it like a deep run with this team.
Yes, sir. Well, that is for sure. That's an awesome goal, and I'm hoping we can achieve that. Coach, what do fans need to look at tomorrow night against Hallsville, both as a team and maybe individually? We've talked a little bit about the big before, but what do we need to look for tomorrow night?
Hallsville's very good, very well coached. They always have been. Coach Walker does a great job over there. As a team, they're a lot like us as far as lots of returning guys that we've seen for the last couple of years, 2 3 years. They got a big sophomore 6'9", the Ballerine kid, and then they got a guard number 4, Grayson. He's been on varsity for at least 2 years, maybe even three. He's kind of their Dalo. He gets them into the stuff, and they're very talented, and they defend. They know what we're going to do. We know what they're going to do. So it should be exciting. And like Coach McManus said a couple weeks ago, that we only have 2 more home games with these guys, so we need everybody to come out and support and bring that juice like they always do.
Yes, sir. Well, my dad he came to one game this season, and he said just for one game he's impressed. This team is a really
Mhm.
legit team. So, sir, um, Dalen, let's tell the people a little about maybe your plans after this season and after high school. Do you have some things you want to look forward to?
I plan on attending the University of Houston to study kinesiology and to someday like become a coach.
Heck yeah. Do you have I guess you're thinking basketball? Is that what
Yeah,
you're going?
I coach basketball and football because
Okay.
like I know a lot about football,
Okay.
but
I didn't know.
I coach basketball.
Okay. Gotcha. And do you have a goal to kind of stay around here? Do you care where you coach?
If I could come back to Lufkin, I would. But as far as I'll just take any spot
Gotcha.
anywhere.
I hear you. Coach, what is the craziest or maybe funniest thing you've ever experienced in your coaching career? I mean, if you don't feel.
Oh man, as far as crazy, there's always crazy games and crazy stories, but a funny one. Uh, I was telling somebody the other night that several years ago I was coaching a little, I don't know, freshman or JV game, and I crouched down, like a coaching position, like everybody does, and I split my pants completely. I'm talking from zipper to belt loop,
Oh my
and
gosh!
I didn't
I'm
know what
sorry.
to do. luckily, one of my boys, Coach Fonzie over at NAC, uh, he came and swapped my chair, and I ran back to the locker room and I had an extra pair of pants, and but I was embarrassed.
Well, I'm glad somebody was there to help you out.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And then maybe Dalen, to round us out, what tell us a little about maybe your interests outside of basketball. Maybe some people that they don't know. I didn't know you knew a lot about football, but maybe just talk about your interests and something that people don't know about you.
When I can, I play the video game like whenever I can, but I like watching like a lot of sports, like not just basketball, football. I try to watch baseball, soccer, like when the World Cup and stuff going
Heck
around.
yeah.
Like I try to watch like everything that involves sports. Like I recently watched like a golf tournament once,
Okay.
and like I just try to like do everything around sports, just get a new feel for everything that just
Yeah.
involves sports.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate y'all guys coming on tonight. Hopefully we get a dub tomorrow. Like I said, appreciate y'all coming on, Dalen and Coach Bays. Appreciate y'all all what y'all do for Lufkin basketball and Lufkin ISD.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Appreciate it. So to kind of reiterate what they talked a little bit about, Lufkin takes on Tyler High, and the thing I was talking about to Coach is you don't know what to say. It's a rivalry. It's a Wednesday night. There's some things going on. Tyler High is a tough matchup. They play really well. They're athletic, well coached. They're lengthy. Number one for Tyler High is really special. But again, it's amazing how these kids can overcome the adversity. Each night, you've got a team that they know they're good. Other opponents, they know Lufkin's good, and they come in every night and they give Lufkin their best punch. And Lufkin seems to find a way to always battle back. I mean, they're down at the beginning of the end of the first quarter, and then they're only up by two at half. And in terms of district play, there's only probably about two games that's been that close at half. But Lufkin again, I mean, what can you say? Austin Brown with 38 points, just unbelievable, hotter than a pistol last night. Really special. The kid just keeps pouring on. Everybody contributes, and it's special to see. And one thing, like I said earlier in the interview, is just what makes this team special, and what I keep telling people. It's not it's not just the fact that everybody can score, which is a huge factor. I mean, it's the fact that it doesn't matter what style of play you play. Lufkin has played teams that tried to slow it down. Knack, Nederland, some other schools have tried to slow it down. Lufkin forces you to speed up. And when you do speed up, some other teams that have tried to speed us up, Tyler High, Grand Oaks come to mind. Those teams can't keep up. At the end of the game, Lufkin can outscore you, out defend you, do it all. In the depth of this team is just 1 through 5 is good, and then the next 1 through 5 on the bench is just as good as the starters. So it's special to see, and it's amazing to think about how much not only this year is exciting, but next year. We've got a lot of players coming back. This team so far is 28-2 on the season and 11-0 in district play. It's they just seem to find a way to win. Um, they've got leadership, talent. They've been through every kind of game you could think of. They've been down, they've been up, and they seem to keep battling, keep finding ways to win. And I mean, again, like I said, last night was a weird night. It's Wednesday. It's you don't get a lot of preparation. The game's from Tuesday, and then it's moved, and then again they go on the road in a hostile environment. I ended up going, and the team. I mean, the refs were not very good. I'm just going to come out and say it. They were not very good. And Lufkin, again, finds a way to win. And every night it's somebody else. Of course, Austin had the hot hand last night. And, I mean, why wouldn't you keep feeding it to them? But everybody contributes, and it's special to see, especially for a fan. You see teamwork, and then the defense, the tenacious, and the willingness to win. It's fun to watch. They're a fun group to watch. If you haven't got a chance, I'd really they're must see. There's something special. In fact, the Gasso rankings came out today. Lufkin comes in at 10th place in the Gasso rankings. Uh, Other teams to also look at in the rankings this year, or excuse me, this week is Mount Pleasant comes in at 22nd, who we played earlier this year and beat them on the road. We play them a week from tomorrow at home if you're interested. And then, that possible second round matchup against Highland Park if we get to the second round. So, a lot of things to look forward to in Lufkin Panther basketball, boys basketball, and things to look forward to the rest of the year. Take a second to thank another one of our sponsors, real quick. Uh, Jim's Donut Shop. Don't ask us about it. Going back to the scores and around the district scores look like this for girls from Tuesday and Wednesday night action. Tyler High beats Lufkin 71-22. Unfortunately, Marshall a winner over Texas High 54-18. Jacksonville a winner over Hallsville 58-41, and Nacogdoches 41-33 over White House. Mount Pleasant had a bye. In terms of district standings, the top four are this: Tyler High 13-0, Jacksonville 10-3, Mount Pleasant 8-4, and Nacogdoches both tied at 8-4, with Lufkin coming in at 5-7 in fifth place right now. And boys district scores from Tuesday and Wednesday night. Lufkin again a winner, 76-62 over Tyler High. Marshall loser against Texas High, 66-54. Hallsville beats Jacksonville 68-36, and Nacogdoches beats White House 38-35. Mount Pleasant again with the bye. Lufkin again stands alone, 11-0. Mount Pleasant with the bye last week or Tuesday night, 9-1. Hallsville at 7-4, and Texas High at 6-4. Want to be a sponsor? Again, I keep saying this. This is it's a fun thing to do. I love to get the support I've gotten so far. Just want to get all the sports, boys, girls, basketball, baseball. Of course, when that comes up, if you want to be a sponsor, just shoot me a private message on Facebook. All things Lufkin Sports. Love to have it. Really want to give these kids and the coaches the credit they deserve. Tomorrow night's action for basketball, Lufkin takes on Hallsville. Lufkin comes in tomorrow night, the girls, at 14-12 overall with a 5-7 district record. This game again at the Pack. Hallsville at 5-22 and a 2-10 district record. JV at 5 and varsity at 6:15 tip-off. Again, make it out. Cheer on these ladies. They got still a lot of season left that they can win out and have some help. They got a chance to make the playoffs. So come on out, support them. Uh, Let them know that they're doing awesome as they always are. Lufkin boys takes on Hallsville in a huge district matchup. Lufkin at 28-2 overall, 11-0 in district play. Hallsville at 21-8, 7-4 in district play. Again, huge matchup. Two teams that both have 20 plus wins. They're a tough team. Just say it. Real tough. Their big is good. Their point guard is about as good as anyone in the district. They're a tough team. And so, anyways, Lufkin takes on Hallsville at the Pack here in Lufkin. JV tips off at 5, freshman at 6:15, and varsity at 7:30. This will be tomorrow night, the 24th. Appreciate y'all listening in. Thank y'all for all you do. I want to give a special thanks to Sarah Trevino and Little Vision Sports Photography. again, appreciate all y'all do listening in, and if you like the difference in just the overall style I did tonight, give me a comment, shoot me a message, let me know how it was.